Hello boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, this is Defub21 and today we have a new trailer for Homefront. It's, the game is Homefront the Revolution. It's an official trailer. What is the name of the trailer? It's called Hearts and Minds 101. That's the name of the trailer. So without further ado, we'll take a look and then I'll let you know what I think.
Okay, rookie. You've learned the basics of guerrilla warfare, but I'm here to tell you why we fight, and how we're gonna reclaim this city zone by zone. The Red Zone is the most decimated area in Philadelphia, but it's also where the Resistance has established a foothold. It ain't gonna be glamorous, and you're probably gonna die.
Speeches like that. I'm amazed we haven't won the war already.
Among the bombed-out ruins and abandoned streets, our guerrilla tactics are having a real effect against the KPA. In the Red Zone, we target strategic strike points important to the KPA. Taking these over will help turn the tide in the Resistance's favor, strengthening our hold in the zone, freeing up safe houses, and giving us greater access to supplies and equipment. You need to get over to the army and help prepare the ambush. Me and Dana are gonna round up as many fighters as we can and meet you over there. To take out armored KPA patrols, we've planted traps all over the place and set up ambush areas. Be aware though, the KPA are always watching, with the airships monitoring the Red Zone 24/7. The Red Zone is a spider's web of snipers. Just make sure you get them before they get you. Taking back the Red Zone will give us the foothold we need to move into the next zone, where the KPA are even stronger. This densely populated area is called the Yellow Zone, and it's in complete lockdown, with the KPA heavily suppressing people's lives.
Whoa, what the hell, man?
With people living in complete fear, it's up to us to help show them the way out. By touching their hearts and inspiring their minds, we can show Philly that life doesn't have to be this way. Blend in with the crowd and you can sabotage the KPA's comms and channels, hack TV and radio systems and broadcast propaganda.
Our goal is the restoration of this once great country.
Free prisoners of the state or suppress civilians, and destroy or capture their infrastructure.
My guys are being held at the police station, and God only knows what the Norks are doing to them. We gotta get them out.
With each act of defiance, watch the people's attitudes change toward the Resistance, and the uprising becoming more and more achievable. You'll see the city change around you as a direct consequence of your actions. And believe me, we'll need everyone's help if we're gonna defeat the KPA, rookie. Once you've conquered the Red and the Yellow Zones, you'll get the chance to take the fight to the heart of the KPA in the Green Zone. These are high-value targets where they exercise total control, and they have these areas armed up to the teeth. They're fortresses, so you're gonna need every damn thing you can get if we're gonna conquer these areas and win this war. Make sure you've learned from all your previous missions, rookie. Otherwise, we haven't got a hope in hell. Don't let me down.
In all honesty, after looking at this trailer, I'm kind of in a couple of different places on this. You see, that whole, hacking into the TVs effectively to put out rebel propaganda and doing things like, spray painting, rebel messages on the walls and stuff, all kinds of PR and propaganda stuff. That kind of, on the face of it, looks, kind of cool. But if you then factor in this whole thing about clearly you can capture these various areas within each zone to create bases, if you take those two things together, it looks an awful lot like the kind of design philosophy that Ubisoft has followed in their open world sandbox games, particularly both Assassin's Creed and the Far Cry series, where you've got basically this kind of main quest / story, and then they sprinkle the map, or not so much sprinkle the map as they drown the map in tertiary stuff you don't actually need to do to complete the game, but it's just there to add stuff to do. And an awful lot of it, like certainly to my mind, comes across as being somewhat, monotonous and boring, and I've really no interest in going around doing all those things so I can get all the achievements and S rank out whichever game I happen to be playing. It's like with Far Cry 4, I didn't complete that game. There are lots of things like all these masks about the place to go find them, and it's just more busy work, effectively. That's what as I see it, and I'm not quite sure if that's what we're seeing in this trailer or not. But if it is, don't get me wrong, if can do things like again, hacking into disabling the North Koreans' propaganda, putting your own propaganda in its place, doing other things like that, maybe launching ambushes and so on. You can turn the local NPCs against the North Koreans, and they start like attacking them and hassling them on their own. That's kind of cool, and if that turned out to be the case, then that'd be kind of cool to, as it were, to have in the game. But it could well turn out just to be more of the same kind of Ubisoft type. And again, this is Crytek who are developing and publishing this game, but it was originally, Homefront was originally a THQ property, but they went bust, and Crytek bought them out. But this is, quite frankly, it's the same. Again, it comes across, it may well turn out to be very fun and entertaining, these kind of propaganda stuff, but it may just turn out to be just more meaningless side quests, or should I say meaningless busy work, a la the Ubisoft school of open world sandbox game design, a la the Assassin's Creed series, a la the Far Cry series. When I was playing Far Cry 4, I was doing a lot of farming of the animals and killing them, and unlocking stuff for my character, but also selling and making money and buying up the maps for the game world that showed you where all the stuff was. And after I'd bought them all, and it's still relatively early in the game when this happened, the map was just covered in stuff, and I just looked at it and I said, I don't even want to do half of this. And because other stuff got in the way, I ended up not completing Far Cry 4, and I only got in a few hours into Assassin's Creed Black Flag, which is the last Assassin's Creed game I bought. Got it for the Xbox One at launch because it was the best reviewed game for the Xbox One at launch, and again, I got tired of it very, very quickly. From my perspective, these kind of open world games, they need to concentrate more on quality of what you do, of making it enjoyable and fun to do, rather than just throwing more and more, as I said already, meaningless busy work at the player. And whether this propaganda stuff is meaningless busy work or not, I don't know, and we'll have to wait and see. What I would say as well is that, as I said, the whole base start area where you can clearly, it shows you in the early part of the trailer how you can go around doing these things to unlock these small secret bases. Again, that's typical kind of Ubisoft / Far Cry, Assassin's Creed game design, where you have all these little bases across the map that you can liberate, and which give you local places that you can resupply, buy weapons and so on. And if that's the same kind of thing, again, it's them, I can understand why Crytek might, take the Ubisoft open world game design book and just copy the whole lot, because it has worked quite well for Ubisoft. But I am personally quite sick of this type of thing, and I'd much rather they concentrate their resources in making what there is to do in the game as fun and as exciting as possible. Apart from that, the whole green zone, yellow zone, or red zone, yellow zone, green zone setup may seem to imply the fact that you cannot get into the other one until you've unlocked the previous one. So you can't get into the yellow zone until you've effectively taken over the red zone, and then once you've taken over the yellow zone, then you can get into the green zone. Would imply that the game is not as actual open world sandbox as it claims, that the game map is at least partially segmented for at least a part of the game. But apart from that, I'll keep an open mind, and it looks good. But there's a lot out there to take my attention. I still haven't finished Fallout 4. I stopped playing Witcher 3 months ago, and I have to go back to it. E3 is coming up, and God knows what's going to be announced there. Anyway, so it's all right trailer, but it leaves me with more questions / concerns than it does answers. So it's an okay trailer, but again, hopefully they haven't just, again, as I said, ripped off the Ubisoft book of open world game design, and because that would be, rather, from my perspective, rather disappointing. Anyway, if you've got your own thoughts on this trailer and on this game in general, let me know in the comments. If you like the video, please like it. You can never have enough likes. And if you haven't already subscribed to my channel, please do so. Also, my Twitter handle is Sheehy Younger. That's SheeHyda Younger, all one word, of course, at the beginning. I only have one person following me, and he works for Al Jazeera. So just so you know, I won't tell you who, but he does work for Al Jazeera. So let me know what you think in the comments, and please subscribe to me on my channel on YouTube. And if you want to follow me on Twitter, please do so. I might actually update my Twitter more regularly if there was more than one person following me. Anyway, this is Defub21 signing off. Toodaloo.